Welcome to this week's Down Home with Tina. I am the host, Tina Thompson, and I've got some great guests coming up. And so don't go anywhere because you're going to learn. I have a friend of mine, she moved kind of like I did. Well, yeah, she did. And she just shares some insight on that. And also, they just had their 50th anniversary. They've been around for 50 years. And they're not going anywhere anytime soon. So you can find out a little bit about the history of the frame shop with Cindy Smith. Folks, it's Down Home with Tina. I'll be right back.
What makes Fairhope what it is our staff. It's always a question that we ask, why do you want to be here with us? And what they most always say is, you've touched my life this way. You know, you took care of this person, or I've seen what you've done and I want to do that. And so the staff that have been here know what it takes. They've been on the other side. They see what it takes to make someone comfortable, to make the family comfortable, and really what kind of support they need. And so I think that's what really makes Fairhope what it is.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I have Cindy Smith with me. She is with the Frame Shop. She and Steve, and I'm just going to tell you, we can talk for hours because I have stopped in at the shop before and she will talk with me and then she's like, probably, I can't think for you, but I got to get some work done. And then Steve and I will talk for another maybe hour, it seems sometimes.
That's true.
I don't know. No, I just love the Frame Shop. I love the history of you and then things. It seems like every time I stop in the shop, which I told you, it's been a minute, so I got to get down there to see what all you have. You always have things. You have, Cindy, it is just like a little hidden gem, I feel, which is not hidden because it's right there and people probably drive by it often and they don't even realize it where it is. But that's why I wanted to bring you in. But the most exciting thing is that it's the 50th anniversary.
Yes, it is. I'm golden, aren't I?
We are all golden, friends.
Aren't we? That's right.
No, I'm just kidding. No, so will you just share with folks the history of it? I think this is an ideal time, being that it is the time that you're celebrating 50 years.
Yep. I can't believe it. It's gone by and away so fast.
Yeah.
And then other times, it seems a long time ago.
Yeah.
I can't take credit for all the years in a way because I was just little. Well, younger. But Mom and Dad started it in 1975. And it's our third location. And both of them are gone now, but I worked with them long time, and we've had a lot of people come and go throughout the years that have been really good craftspeople too, and we appreciate each and every one of them, so.
Can you share, I think that the Frame Shop is all about memories, and you piece memories together with the different things that you have created, these are frames, and you're putting memories in these frames. Mm-hmm. Can you share with folks, before we get started, the memory of what you have, because you learned this stuff from your parents. And those were memories being made, making memories for others.
And that's what makes me feel so special, is all the people that I have met over the years by doing framing for them, and several generations now. Mm-hmm. In other words, I have grandchildren coming in of the original customers, and you can put a face to a piece, or you can put a face to a story that they have told us, or that we've actually framed for them. And we just feel so much a part of the community because we are all interrelated. you know?
Yeah.
And I might have people come in like at Christmas time or even other times of the year, and they're like, no, you can't let somebody know because this is for them for Christmas or for their birthday or whatever. So sometimes Christmas gets a little iffy, you know, because you're like, I got to hide the fact and hope and pray that two of them don't show up to pick up their work at the same time. You know?
That, or maybe cousin Sally, because I'm not, no, but Sally, I don't have a cousin Sally, but don't let her see anything or know because she isn't like she can't keep secret too. You know what I mean? And you're like,
Right.
So that's gotta be like, it's not only that person that you're giving the gift to, it's others that might see it too that might spill the beans on accident. You know how it goes.
You know, I mean, there's just all kinds of stories over the years, and my parents were such good teachers, and you know, they each had their own specialties in there, because really, Mom started what was called the Craft House, and it was a year later than Farmer's Country Store. One of her really good friends was Shirley Jadwin. And so my mom had an art craft consignment shop, and my dad put 10 corner samples up and said, hey, you know, let's try this. And if I backtrack really before that a little bit, how the framing came about is Mom wanted a couple of things that she had stitched framed, and my dad worked for the phone company in Columbus, Ohio Bell. So he went into a do-it-yourself shop in Columbus on Bryce Road, and he met a gentleman there, and he learned how to frame. And that gentleman found out that him and my mom had a frame shop, and he's like, well, why don't you try this in your shop and see if it goes? So my dad did those 10 corner samples. He started taking work in, framing for people. My dad went back to that gentleman and said, hey, I think I could have a franchise like you. Could you help me do it? So the man went to corporate for him and said, Lancaster doesn't have enough population in 1976 to offer you a framing franchise. And so my dad just kept framing on his own, and it grew and grew and grew. And then we had a satellite shop, not only here in Lancaster was our main shop, but in Sears Eastland Mall in Columbus. And a lot of people don't realize that. Yeah, for 2 years, from 77 to 79, it was upstairs where they had home furnishings, rugs, lamps, that kind of thing.
Neat.
Totally owned by my dad. And Sears in Chicago, Illinois, flew my mom and dad up there to see if they would be interested in putting a frame shop in every Sears store in the nation at the time. And my dad was 5 years from retiring from the phone company.
Oh, wow.
And my grandparents were older. And so anyways, my mom said to my dad, Jack, come on, I don't think that's really for us. It'd be great, but I don't think that's for us. Yeah. And so here we are, still in Lancaster, 50 years later. But I always wondered what would have been or could have been. Yeah.
Wow, that's neat, because what would they have made? Yeah, like CEO of your dad with the frame shop and continuing on, and nationally,
yeah, just like they had the photo, or the eyeglasses, it would have been its own entity inside the Sears stores. But that
is really neat.
Life takes turns, and I'm glad we did what we did.
Why did you want to follow in their path and to keep it going?
Well, I'm an only child, but I was always interested in art and interior design, and I thought I would do kind of museum work because I liked art history and everything, and graduated, from Columbus College of Art and Design.
Okay.
With a bachelor's degree, but and I did that, and I worked for a couple of design firms, and then, my mom got sick, and right after I got married, and I'd only been married about 4 or 5 years. And then we had Erica, and so she passed away, and I had helped before that, but I really came in full time, like right after I got married.
Okay.
And was probably working there about 4 or 5 years before she got sick and passed away.
Okay.
And then my dad, he just wanted to travel a little bit more and stuff, so he was always had a hand in it. Yeah. But then Steve helped me, and we had other people that worked with us, and so, now it's the two of us in there together, and we could use some more help.
What's it like working
with my significant other, my hubby?
Your bestie.
Yeah, my bestie, that's right.
I love you guys are awesome.
Oh, thank you.
You are so fun to be around. I just love the energy. It's so funny.
We really work well together.
Yes.
We do. Not that we don't need our time apart.
People see that in the community. That's why they keep coming back.
Yeah, but he
Not
likes
that
to
we
golf.
Don't need our time apart. I mean, that's normal.
Yeah,
we
so,
all need space.
Yeah, we need
time
space
outs from each other.
That's right.
Yes.
But he's so creative himself, and he's always been there. But it's just after he left Keebler, then he came in full time at the shop, and so I think he likes it. Otherwise, I mean.
You guys have so many things. You not only do framing, you have other things as well. Oh, and what all do you frame? I mean, you frame, you have shadow boxes, you have all kinds of different things in the shop,
I mean, we frame, photographs, lithographs, sign numbered, original watercolors, a lot of textiles, meaning jerseys, rugs, any kind of needlepoint, needlework that you want. We don't print on site, but we can do, like if you want something restored as far as a frame or a photograph, or you want a photograph printed, we do have a lab we work with. And then we have a lot of retail products there that we sell, which a big hit has been our pop-up cards. We have pop-up pets, pop-up flowers, pop-up Easter trees, and then we have handmade quilling cards, and they're made in Vietnam.
They are.
And those have just been really, I can't keep them in hardly.
I know. That's what really, I remember when you first got them. I think it was when you first got them. It's been a few years now.
Yes.
And I walked in and I was just like, these are the most beautiful cards.
And now we carry the individual little ornaments too all year long.
I have the angel. They're
not
on my
just
tree.
Christmas, but
This is the angel. It could be up on shelf. Yes, you can use them anytime, right?
You can use them anytime.
But I have this one specifically for, on my, love them. They're fragile, but aren't all ornaments fragile?
I know.
So, but I mean, you have the, I don't know why.
Laser engraving.
Just like laser engraving. That's it. Yes, laser
we do have
engraving.
that, yeah.
You can make things custom for, like in the shop, you have all the stuff that you can laser engrave.
Like little wine tumblers. We have cutting boards, cheese plates, picture frames, of course, coffee mugs.
Yeah.
Coffee tumblers. We
different prints in there that if you see one, you can have it framed, custom framed and things like that. So
a lot of local art and local artists, work by local artists. So
I cannot remember, and this may not, you don't have any paints or anything, right?
No, we used to carry art
that's why
supplies, but we've
it's been a
gotten rid
minute.
of it.
That's why I'm like, sorry, I should have stopped down.
We've redone our showroom since you've been in too.
You have. Well, I'm coming over today.
That.
I'm like literally coming today.
Please.
Yes, you just had your ribbon cutting. A ribbon cutting for the 50th anniversary.
Yes, the chamber wanted to do that for me, and I'm really pleased. And then I'm so surprised because you're not going to believe what I opened in the mail today. Tim Schaefer sent me a proclamation for 50 years in business.
Oh,
so I'm like,
that gave me goosebumps.
I know. I framed so many for other people, and it just, I don't know, it just tickled me. I was just like really surprised and really pleased.
No, I love that. Amanda Everett was with me last show, and we were talking about our downtown small businesses and how important it is for folks to go and be a part of and see. And that is, and it is. It's what in the small communities and the relationships that you build, and those connections, how important they really are. To keep our small businesses going. So, you guys have a gem. So what is your address and your hours and such, Cindy?
Yeah. We're closed on Sundays and Mondays, and we're open Tuesday through Fridays 10 to 5, Saturdays 10 to 2, the majority of the year. And then last quarter of the year, we're open till 5, and we're at 339 North Columbus Street.
Okay. Typically, and I'm sure it probably depends on how many jobs you have, how long does it take for a frame to be?
I'd like to say we're running like anywhere between 3 and 4 weeks right now.
But that can always change.
That can always change. It can be quicker, it can be longer. But yes, to be able to pick anything in the shop that you want and it be very involved, yes.
Yeah. And I have had things framed. I know, yes.
Right.
And I love it. It's up in my, office. But it's amazing work, friends. It's amazing work, friends. Friends, that's what I call my kids in pre-K. Friends. I just need to let you know. Thank you so much for watching now. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Tina, for asking.
Folks, I hope that you can stop down at the frame shop. I will be back in just a minute. It's Down In with Tina.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our 2 locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I have Teresa Marshall with me. She's a really good dear friend of mine. I had her on as Veteran of the Month before. Oh my goodness, I just realized. And I talk about being a teacher so much. You have moved.
Yeah.
Since the last time we talked, right? When did we talk last?
Yes.
Yes, because you just moved last fall and I haven't had you since then. And she moved out of town, out of state. And I want to talk to you. And the reason why I asked, she's back visiting, is because I know when I have told people that I have moved, because I have moved, but I'm coming back, and I've been back on and off so much that some people are like, you moved? Even Teresa's like, you do go back a lot. But anyways, I wanted to have you on because I know I can talk about my experience, but in your 50s, and when I've told people, they're like, you go girl, and they'll give me a high five, because who does that? Really? How many friends do you even know as viewers watching this that you have had a friend in their later life, their kids are raised, they gone, that they really have decided all on their own, I'm out, I'm just going to go and I'm going to do. So you have done this, and I wanted to ask why. Why did you make the decision? And you can share where you ended up or not. So it's up to you.
Thanks. Okay, well, I think for me, and we've talked about this, I had moved to Ohio from San Diego, California.
Yes.
I grew up in New Mexico, so I'm used to a lot of sunshine. And it's very gray here, as you all know. And so for years, I just dreamed about moving back to the ocean, because I do love water sports too. I did a lot of water sports in California, and moving where it's sunny. So a few years ago, I had the opportunity, and I sold a business that I had with my ex-husband, and I decided to follow my dream and move to South Carolina, near the ocean. I'm like 20 minutes from the beach. So, and it's just a beautiful community. And I know you're going to come visit me sometime.
Yep,
Hopefully
I
soon.
am. And I have it because I go back to Ohio all the time.
Yeah, I know.
So, which once I get back here, I definitely will want my beach time. I'll be like, Teresa, you ready for me?
Yep.
You ready for tea? Coming down, headed your way. No, but what has your experience been like so far for you? You work, right? You're working.
Right,
And then and meeting people, because I knew people. I'm telling you folks, when she told me she was moving down there, because I tried to get her to move near where I am.
Yes.
But I get it. You got to go where you want to go. When it's your dream, you do what you want to do. And I'm glad that you did. But for me, I had people that I already knew from high school that lived down there. So that helped me a little bit. Now I have gone and made other friends as well from work friends. But for you, you did it different. And because you had nobody, I was like, oh my goodness, that is like so cool and brave, I feel, to just go to a new place and know absolutely nobody. So what has it been like for you so far? Because it was last fall, so how many years?
Yeah, it was
months,
last summer, actually. I moved at the end of
last
July.
That's right, last summer.
So it's been a challenge in some ways, but it's also, I love it down there. There's a lot going on. I feel like it's a smaller town. It's Beaufort, South Carolina. And it's smaller, but it's very charming, and there's a lot going on. Like there's always live music in the summer, well, even into the fall. And I just really like it. The beach is 20 minutes. But the challenges have been not knowing anyone. I went down and stayed for a week to see if I could see myself living there. So, and then I just decided to go. And it is a bit challenging. You miss people. You don't ever know how much you're going to miss everybody. And I have 2 daughters here, but I also, at the same time, love it down there. So I recommend just getting involved as much as you can in your community. I know we talked about, I got on meetup.com and found a 50s and up singles group. And that's where I met some of my girlfriends that I'm friends with even now. So that was a good way to start meeting some people. Yeah. And I found a church because there was a gallery downtown playing Christian music. And instead of just looking online, which feels very daunting because there's a gazillion churches, I said, I noticed you're playing Christian music. Do you have a church you recommend? And they said, yeah, this church. And so I'm still there.
Nice.
So that's some ways that you can find things without having to just endlessly search online, is talk to people in the community.
Oh, yeah. Businesses and business owners maybe even too, asking. And you have to be pretty willing to be social and open.
Yes, you do. I mean, it's going to be work, because if you don't get involved and get yourself out there, you're going to prolong the feelings of loneliness and isolation that you're going to feel. So,
do you ever say to yourself, should I have done this?
Yes.
Yes. And what do you tell yourself once you ask yourself that?
I just think how I dreamt for years of being near the ocean and the sunshine, and I think about moving back, and I think, no, I don't want to move back. I think about the winters here, and then I'm like, no way, I don't want to move back. It's just so gray, and that really bothered me a lot.
It really does, and I think it affects a lot of people. That's where, even for myself coming back, I'm thinking, oh, but I have Teresa. No, I'm joking. she's gonna end up having to get another house with another room for me to come stay and visit. No, I'm joking. No, I am just. It's awesome to see you have, because she tells me she's busier than I am. I'm like, what are you doing now? Where are you going now? What? No. But I think that you are an inspiration to those who, if you are somebody that, married or not, or single, and single especially, can I do this? Yes. And I say for myself, I thought this might be kind of cool, because I am coming back. And I thought, have I failed? I've always wanted to move there at that place, wanted to for years, but I'm coming back. And this is what I told myself. Absolutely not. Because now I've proved to myself, and even if you come back, and if you ever do, I have proved to myself I can load my stuff up in a U-Haul and I can go wherever I want and I can make it, because I've made it and I've done it. It's not a failure. It's, to me, proving me what's next. You know what I mean? Even if because we do get older, but it does not. Your age should not limit you for wanting to live your dream. And as long as you can, get that U-Haul and put your stuff in it, you can go, I feel. So, and it worked out. Jobs worked out for you too. People can't say there are not jobs out there.
Well, and I feel like God has led me to a new career path, which I've talked to you about. I work for an educational staffing agency, and it's led me to a job that's going to be more of a long-term type job and more money. So, I think it's been good. Okay, so the really weird thing is that I have a few of my friends. I just say a couple of my friends, just like we live parallel lives sometimes. One has done something, and then I'm just like, how did this happen? But we talked about it, how we both landed in working with kids with special needs. Mine's different. Mine is in school, but yours is it's different. But there's just similar. But you feel like it's your purpose, don't you? And that's what's leading you into this other career that you didn't know. Same with me. I didn't know that detention center kids they've got special needs, but they do. They have things that they need that are different from others. So call it special or whatnot. But you excited? You see yourself staying there, or you just want to just wait and see? Yes, I do plan on staying. Because it's within driving distance. That was one of the things that was important to me, because I do have 2 kids up here and friends still, of course. So you also have a son that's even closer, though, right? He's not super close, but he's closer. Yeah. How many hours would you say? It's about a 5-hour drive for me. 5. Yeah, like me. Yeah, like he's closer to me. Yeah. Then of course, but you came and visited me. Oh, did we share that story? You were a guest, I think. Where I shut the door in your face. Oh, with the lizard? Yeah.
We shared that story. She comes to visit me, my first friend from Ohio that came to visit me when I moved there, which was after just a couple of months. Lizards are known. Do you have lizards there? I'm sure.
I have frogs that hop in my house.
Oh,
little
that's
tiny frogs. Yeah. I haven't had lizards fall on me, but frogs, yes.
Yes, I have lizards. She has frogs. It's the South. It is much better than alligators and those kinds of things. I'd rather have those, yes, rather than what we have than those. Opened the door to greet her, and I slammed the door in her face.
Well, you started yelling. And
I started yelling.
and hopping around and flapping her arms. So
before her, as I was slamming the door in
Yeah.
her face. And then I opened the door, and she was like, what? And a lizard had fallen on my arm. Yes, and I didn't want it to come into my house, so I had to shut the door really quickly to keep it from coming in. And she's standing there with the screen door open. It was so funny, or storm door, whatever. That was funny, but just live your life, friends. Thank you, Teresa, so much.
yeah, thank you for having me.
Live your life, friends. Don't be afraid to try something new or do something new, because isn't that what life is about? We have one to live. I got to go visit my aunt for the first time in a long time just a couple weeks ago, and she says I'm living my best life, and that's what my message is to you today. Look for that dream, live your dream, find it, and do it. Live your best life, because this is it, folks. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. It's Down Home with Tina.
I believe recovering from self is one of the bravest things that anybody can do. And it is an absolute honor to be able to witness people evolve, grow, find purpose in their lives.
The reason why I do what I do is I love helping people, and I really love to work on understanding and striving to improve the lives of the people in our community. Being in Fairfield County is having a network of people around you.
I like helping veterans, and I think I like that my job is never the same day to day. Every day brings a new set of challenges to overcome and new people to help, so it's always changing.
Community, connections, collaboration. The Fairfield County Way.
Down Home with Tina is brought to you by these amazing sponsors. And folks, don't forget to stop in downtown Ava's Jewelers. They are closing soon, and so see what kind of deal you can get. They're just amazing, and just, share a memory with them, because it's been many years they've been around, and I know they've touched a lot of lives with those who've come in for those special occasions, that jewelry and things. So please take the time to do that. Folks, one of the things that I do daily as a pre-K, pre-kindergarten teacher is to help my students with social, emotional, and learning, and how to behave and how to talk to others. And I don't know why it is so hard for adults to not say, that kind of hurt my feelings. I don't think I like that. And that's what I'm teaching them if somebody does something to them. So just remember that, do it. Let people know in a kind way. And so that's what I wanted to end with, is just a message that kindness can get you so far, and you can make many, many friends and many, many people that at the end of the day, they've got your back just because you decided to choose to be kind that day. So with that being said, I hope you have a great week. God bless. Good day. Down Home with Tina. Choose kindness.